Welcome to another edition of Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement. I am here at the News Forum where all voices matter. I'm pleased to welcome back Peter Deeb, the chairman and founder of Hampton Financial. There's a lot to talk about regarding international financial issues, so we'll get right to it. Welcome back, Peter.
Hello, Tony. Good to be back.
Obviously, at this point, President Trump's clean sweep of the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives really ushers in a new era in American politics and public administration. What do you expect in terms of the tax and trade policies, for instance, of the new administration?
Well, it's interesting. You saw the dramatic market reaction, positive market reaction to the election results. The markets have a lot of expectations of good things to come. To delineate those a little bit, I think there is the expectation of a little bit more focus on trade, on border security, but certainly on trade with Mexico and with other countries. That will be to the benefit of the of American industry in general. But also, I think there seems to be a tendency towards simplicity in this new team that he's put together, where they're speaking very plainly and very straightforward with regards to economic matters. And I think the market is taking that and accepting it very, very positively.
Yeah, we're obviously one of the big announcements recently was that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are going to be
Yeah.
in some large capacity dealing with government waste and administration.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of simplicity that you're referring to?
Well, it is, and they carried it forward even today, where they were talking about between them, they've got a plan to reduce the deficit by $2 trillion, which would take it back to even. We have a balanced budget, and when you think about it, the total budget of the United States is about 17 or 18 trillion, the annual budget. So it's not out of the question for them to be able to get a 10 or 12% savings if they were to go through the overall bureaucracy and cost of doing business. And you have two very, very smart guys that understand dollars and cents and efficiencies. So I would give them a high mark of potential success to make some significant improvement. And that'll be a big boost for things like lower interest rates, because you have less of a demand for borrowed money coming out of the government. That means there's more for the rest of us.
That's right, and presumably that will help inflation as well.
Oh, I believe so. I think that'll bring the cost of everything back down. Where right now the previous administration is talking about how inflation rates are back down to 3%, but they're 3% on top of a jump of 20 or 30 that we've had
Right.
3 years. Now, what this group is talking about is let's bring prices back to where they were 5 or 10 years ago. Let's have a proper reset of this and get things back to normal. Well, your buying power. If you could take America's buying power and boost it by 15 or 20% over the next 2-3 years, I mean, the economic impact is going to be phenomenal.
Tariffs. Obviously, President Trump or President-elect Trump has talked about across the board tariff increases. What's your thought on that?
Look, I don't want to diminish them too much. There's a lot of talk about the fact that when he came into office the last time, he was talking about 45% tariffs, and he ended up delivering somewhere between 7 and 25, which are huge. Now, let's not diminish that too much. What he's talking about today, yeah, I think he's setting very high goals for that, but I think he's also put everyone on notice that if he's not going to get a fair deal, there's going to be a consequence to that. And I think the American people understand it, and certainly labor understands it. I think our industrial base in the U.S. understands it, so it's a positive.
Canada, Peter, is Canada in a good position or a poor position vis-a-vis the new Trump administration when it comes to these policies like tariffs and so on?
I think the administration, from what they've said in the early days of what is a brand new administration, obviously, they're going to distinguish between who their friends are and who aren't. And I think, from Canada's standpoint, we need to look at how we operate in a competitive North America. Are we relying too much on extraordinary benefits from agreements? Could someone come to the conclusion that we're treated unfairly in a positive manner? There are some risks to us, there's no question. But I also think this group is open to engagement, because the success of this administration is going to be to show that there is a potential for fair trade among trading partners where everybody wins.
Peter Deeb is our guest today. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be back after these messages.